Hari Om kids! In the last session of Adi Guru Shankaracharya, we learned how Shankaracharya searched for Madan Mishra on his journey, then reached his home, and to break his ego, convinced him to engage in shashtrarth. Children, there are four main pillars of the ancient Indian education system which made India a world leader. The first, Gurukul. The second, Samiti. The third, Tapastili. Fourth, Shashtrarth. The first pillar was Gurukul, where the Guru and the disciple lived together. Gurus imparted knowledge to their disciples, and the disciples served the Gurus. The second pillar was Samiti, or committee, in which today's language is known as a seminar, where different experts from around the globe gathered and exchanged their knowledge on a particular subject. The third pillar, Tapastili, was a place where ascetics conducted research through yoga and yajna to achieve a specific objective, which in today's language is known as collaborative research. The fourth pillar was Shashtrarth, which in today's language can be called scriptural debate. When experts in the same subject had differing opinions and could not find a proper solution, or when scriptures contradicted each other, they were resolved through Shashtrarth. Through scriptural debate, the knowledge of many inquisitive people became stronger. When it comes to debate, the debate between Adishankaracharya and Madan Mishra holds great importance in history. Approximately 1,300 years ago, it took place in Mandata on the banks of the Narmada. To witness this historical debate, many kings, scholars, ministers, and even celestial gods and sages from heaven came to a huge courtyard of Madan Mishra's house in invisible form. This debate boosted social welfare and highlighted many important aspects. Let's start today's Bal Sanskar session by remembering Pujya Gurudev. Now all children will hum Omkar. Hari Now, children, we will do Tratak, Tratak increases our concentration and memory power. Now it's time for the story. Adishankaracharya, debate with Mendan Mishra. In a scriptural debate between Adishankaracharya and Mendan Mishra, Devi Ubhay Bharti took the honored seat of being a mediator and put on a flower garland on both. While she did this, she said, "The flower garland around the neck will wither for the one who has nothing more to argue, and he will be considered defeated. Now the debate should begin." Upon receiving the start signal from Ubhay Bharti, Mendan Mishra said, "O child sannyasi, you have come from a far-off place requesting a debate, so you should ask the question first." Shankaracharya said, "O Bhudev, my first question is it possible to attain liberation through the rituals that you perform?" Mendan Mishra said, "Child sannyasi, according to the scriptures, man is bound by action, and only action yields results for living beings. By engaging in good deeds, man can achieve liberation by reaching higher worlds or attain heaven, Salokya Mukti, or living on the same planet as Bhagwan, and Samipaya Mukti, liberation by being a personal associate of Bhagwan in his lok, are attained only through the performance of good deeds. Do you agree with this?" Shankaracharya said, "Bhudev, your statement is correct, but the result of any action is perishable. So how can liberation be obtained through karma be eternal? With the end of the virtues, the doer falls back. Do you call the liberation that repeatedly binds us as real liberation? Brahmagyan is the real liberation. Rituals and worship are only to purify the mind." Now this shashtrarth went on from morning to afternoon and afternoon to evening, but none of them were finished with the argument. Therefore the debate was put on hold and resumed at the same point the very next morning. Adyashakti was very kind Mendan in the debate. He wanted to make Mendan Mishra his disciple, but Mendan Mishra considered himself to be the most intellectual person in the world. So the debate went on. Mendan Mishra: "There is an order in the scripture for a householder to please Indra by performing Agni, Yajna, and Havan. But those who renounce the household, their life, and become sannyasis, don't they accumulate sun by disregarding Indra?" Shankaracharya said, "Bhudev, there are many types of sins, but suicide is the biggest sin, and it is written in the scriptures that a person who has not attained Brahmagyan after taking birth as a human is equal to being self-killing or suicide. By not giving importance to Brahmagyan, are you not committing the greatest sin of suicide?" Now both parties presented evidence from scriptures and made many arguments. The people there were so engrossed that no one was even aware of hunger or thirst. On one side, Adyashakti was authenticating Advait knowledge, while on the other side, Mendan Mishra was refuting it. The arguments of both parties were completely accurate and were in line with the scriptures, but they are contradictory to each other. The debate would end in the evening and start again the next day. It is said this debate continued for 7 days, and it was the evening of the 7th day. Mendan Mishra said, "If liberation cannot be attained through actions, then every effort made to attain liberation is also an action. So how can a man attain liberation?" without doing karma or actions. Shankaracharya said, "Please pay attention. Liberation is not a matter of karma, but of knowledge. The soul or the Atma is always free. It is not attained by doing actions, but is known by thoughtfulness. Just as the sun is not visible due to clouds covering it, similarly, the ego and ignorance have covered our conscience, and that's why we do not know the free form of Atma. If you let go of your ego and think wisely about who you really are, then you are free right now. Hence, you will experience that you were always free. It's just that you didn't know." Finally, Madan Mishra's virtues came to fruition, or perhaps the result of being in the presence of a Brahmagani sage for 7 days bore divine grace. Maybe it was the holiest time of the evening and the unconditional grace of Shankaracharya. These sentences he uttered about Brahma shook Madan Mishra's mind. All his arguments were calmed down, his ego dissolved, and his mind went into deep contemplation. His heart became doubt-free. Due to this, the flower garland around Madan Mishra's neck withered away right away. This was the sign that Madan Mishra was defeated. For some time, there was a deep silence in the entire gathering. And then his wife, Devi Ubhay Bharti, got up from her seat and said in symbolic language that, "Pati Dev, now it is time for Bhiksha." Madan Mishra understood his wife's gesture and accepted that he had been defeated. He bowed down at the feet of Acharya Shankar and then requested. Madan Mishra said, "Prabhu, I was very proud of my knowledge, and now I am in your refuge. Please accept me as your disciple." On that day, the audience witnessed a great surprise. The person they believed to be the incarnation of Brahmaji was defeated in debate by a young sannyasi. In fact, it wasn't Madan Mishra who was defeated, rather his pride and his beliefs that were the ones that were defeated. The story will continue in the next session. Say, Satgurudev Bhagwan ki Jai. The glory of Indian culture. In the previous sessions, we learned that Virat Purush divided Hiranyagarbha into 2 parts. He created Devalok from one part, where he dwelled as Bhagwan Vishnu. Then Brahmaji appeared from his navel, and Bhagwan Shiv appeared from his head. The earth emerged from the feet of Bhagwan Vishnu, situated in the other part of Hiranyagarbha, called Bhulok. He then ordered Brahmaji to create the creatures in the universe. Brahmaji resolved to start the creation of the universe, but lacked the experience. So he first created life from ignorance, resulting in trees, creepers, grass, etc., which had life but no movement, knowledge, or intellectual capacity. Brahmaji found his efforts lacking. He aimed to create a superior universe. So he quickly resolved to create a dynamic universe. But this was also done in haste, without discretion, resulting in the creation of animals, birds, insects, moths, which though dynamic, were devoid of discretion. What happened after that, we will know in the next session. Now it's time for the quiz, children. Competition. So let's C. About the knowledge science competition. You will be asked a question. The answer will have 4 options, and you will need to give the correct answer in 10 seconds. The question is, after the defeat of Madan Mishra, who debated with Shankaracharya? Options are number 1, Ubhay Bharti, number 2, Gemini Muni, number 3, Devraj Indra, number 4, Guru Brahaspati. The correct answer to the question will be revealed at the end of the session. Do's and don'ts. Chaturmas. Children, from July 17th, a special period called Chaturmas begins. During Chaturmas, Bhagwan Narayan rests in Yog Nidra in the Shiv Sagar, that is from Dev Shaini Ekadashi to Dev Utni Ekadashi. That is why water has a special influence during Chaturmas. Number 1. During Chaturmas, it's good to take a bath with cold water before the sun rises. Number 2. One should put 3 to 4 bay leaves in water and chant Om Namah Shivaya while pouring the water over the head. This creates the merit of a sacred bath and helps get rid of Vayu Dosh, whereby protecting our health. Number 3. During Chaturmas, one should not wear black or blue clothes. Number 4. During Chaturmas, appetite decreases, so it is good to skip snacks and eat simple meals. Talking while eating makes food impure, so it's beneficial to eat silently. Number 5. During Chaturmas, you should chant Om daily and practice Brahmari Pranayam. Apply tilak on your forehead and offer arghya, a water offering, to the sun god. During Chaturmas, one must recite and listen to the Purusha Sukta. And number 7. During Chaturmas, it's important to establish a firm routine of chanting your Guru mantra, your Saraswat mantra, or repeating the names of Bhagwan daily. Pujya Bapuji says, Chaturmas is an auspicious time for spiritual practice. If one does not set a disciplined routine, it is, they say, as if they have spilled the nectar-filled pots that come in their hands.
Health tip. During the rainy days, the rays of the sun fall less on earth. Hence, the gastric fire slows down and the problem of air or gas increases. If the digestive system is weak in Chaturmas, then the food should be simple and digestible. Occasionally, Hara Rasayan and Triphala should be consumed. One should not get wet in the rain. Jamun with medicinal properties. Ripe berry should be consumed in this season. Jamun is cool and cough cholesterol. Iron elements, folic acid, vitamins B, C are found in sufficient quantities. Jamun is beneficial in anemia, heart diseases, diabetes, burning sensation of urine, indigestion, diarrhea, dysentery, and stones. Precautions. Jamun should not be consumed on an empty stomach and immediately after meals. They should be consumed with rock salt and black pepper powder after 2 to 3 hours of any meal when the food is digested. Raw and sour jamuns should not be consumed.
Get ready for the quiz. What lesson do we learn from today's story? What were the 4 main pillars of the ancient Indian education system? What is the purpose of a scriptural debate? Why did Madan Mishra perform rituals and worship? What is real liberation? What is the biggest sin? How was Madan Mishra defeated? What type of life did Lord Brahma first create? Which is the period of Chaturmas? What should be done and what should not be done in Chaturmas? How should one take health protection during rainy days?
Narayan, 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 Narayan. With this, our today's Ball Sanskar Kendra concludes. Children, we will meet again next week with a new knowledge-enhancing topic. Till then, Hari Om.
The correct answer to the knowledge science competition question is A. After the defeat of Mandan Mishra, his wife Abhaya Bharti debated with Shankaracharya ji.